Hi, everybody. So another month is gone, and another month is starting tomorrow. So it's time for me to have my monthly chat with you. Um, I see that there's three of you already here. And as usual, what I will be doing in this will be to kind of review what happened in September, what will happen in October, tell you what a little bit about what happened in my personal life, and whatever plans are for the future. So I am afraid that I did not do as much Halloween stuff as I was planning, just because I noticed that I did two live events on Sunday that were with making little charms, Halloween themed charms and earrings. And hi, Shirley. Um, and the problem was that I noticed that there was not as much enthusiasm as it was for other type of live um, craft with me things. So this is why I changed for the past Sunday. Again, I did a Halloween themed cane, and I will do at least one more. But as I said, I usually go by the analytics of my channel, and I try to give you guys what you seem to like the most. So by what I noticed, what you seem to like the most is when I make pieces. Of course, the second is when I show you new techniques, but the highest rated of my videos are my making pieces videos. So I will try and do more of that. Now, about the, because I got a lot of messages on when are you going to finish those three necklaces that you did the, good morning, Tina, that you did the video on. And the thing is that I will do them soon. But I don't know if you noticed, I have posted a couple of tutorials on how to make, for example, turquoise nuggets and very easy to make turquoise cabochon. Hi, Cindy. That is because until we get to do those necklaces, as I said in the tutorial, I want to show you how to actually create wearable art. And when you create wearable art, it's not like when you create regular jewelry. Because with regular jewelry, yeah, you'll get some sized cutters, and you will make a big one in the middle and then decreasing size ones, and then you put something as a veneer, and there you go, you got a necklace. And don't get me wrong, I mean, those are beautiful, and they can be absolutely gorgeous. But when you create wearable art, that is concept art. And pretty much each piece of that necklace, let's say, that you are creating, has to be a thought and a concept by itself. So each of the pieces of that necklace has to be a piece of art by itself. So in order to create each of those necklaces, practically each bead will be created. So because of that, there will be several techniques incorporated in one single necklace. Hi, Soila. I'm not even sure if I pronounce your name right. And because of that, there will be several tutorials that will precede each of the necklaces. Like probably you could figure out that the whole turquoise thing is for the necklace that has the blue background. Let me grab it real quick so we know what we are talking about. So there will be, for this piece, because obviously turquoises go well with it, and there will be probably at least one more tutorial before we start actually make the necklace. And each of the other two necklaces will be preceded by tutorials that will be needed in order to create each of the beads that are part of that necklace. Then I was there was a little bit of not uproar, but you know, a little bit of confusion, because at one point on my channel there were like a whole group. Hi, Teresa. There was a whole group of beginner tutorials that were like several minutes long. To be honest, I even had forgotten about them. What happens, I am rebuilding my website. I mean, building it actually, because I only had in the beginning a little crappy store, but I didn't have time for more. And I'll talk about the website in a minute. On the website, there is a section for beginners, and I had started working on that section, and of course it's much easier. Hi, Marlene. Hello, Delphine. I had started working on that section, and it's much easier on the hosting server if the videos are not uploaded on the server itself. So I uploaded the videos on YouTube, and I had made them to be published at a later date. So they were unlisted, so they would still appear on the website. Bonjour, Cécile. They would still appear on the website, but as I said, I had even forgotten they just appeared, all of them on my channel. But yeah, that is why, and it might happen again as I keep working on the website. Now, about the website, it's not very fast going because I am building it myself. Yes, I know how to do website design and developing and all that. Actually, years ago, I used to make a pretty good living on that before all the big sites with build your website in 10 minutes have appeared. But again, you know, it's a matter of time, because if I want to build it the way I want to build it, it's going to take a little bit of time to code everything. Because as I said, I'm building it from scratch. I'm using an open source, actually several open source softwares, and each of them I need to code to adapt to what I want them to do. And there will be quite a few sections. It's pretty much structured right now. If you go and look, there's a section for beginners with everything about what beginners need to know. Of course, it's far from complete. And then another section with free tutorials that are grouped in several categories to be easier. And I thought and even if most of the articles there will actually have embedded YouTube videos, it will be much easier to watch because they will be grouped by a theme and subject. So if you're interested at one point, let's say about faux effects, faux surface effects, you will be able to just go there and find all the videos that deal with surface effects, all grouped in one page, and you should be able to watch them there. It doesn't affect my YouTube count because they will still be counting as views, and it puts a little bit less load on the server. Bonjour. Hello, Janus. And there will be also some more free tutorials that will be in pictorial form, that is photos, like I have posted already a few on my blog. they are much easier for me to make. Even if it might sound more work, it's actually less work, because I said before, to tape a tutorial might take an hour and a half, even less, because it's just a matter of a lot of time consuming is the baking part. But then I spend at least as much time again when I have to edit it and do the sound. So there will be that. Then there's another section on reviews, and I will be posting reviews there, not just the videos that I made, but other, just written reviews on various things. And then I did not implement the store. It's already fixed. I just need to upload products in it. That's going to take a while. And what's not implemented yet is the download part. Because there's another section where will be all the paid downloadable and some free downloadable tutorials. And then a nice photo gallery and a few more gadgets to help the website integrate with all the social media. Now, to answer a few more questions, social media wise. No, I don't have an Instagram account, because with Instagram you have to use your phone, and I have a little crappy phone that doesn't really work good on stuff like that. I don't really use my phone for internet stuff. I use my laptop or my desktop. So no, I have a Pinterest, and I'm trying to add things there. I mean, if you go there, you can look that I have grouped all the color recipes that I could find. And they are like grouped for greens, for yellows, for reds. And I tried to kind of organize everything. Je vais traduire un peu dans une minute. Okay, Delphine? So this is the thing. I don't have Instagram. I do have a Twitter, but I don't really have time for all this. If I could afford to pay someone to be my PR, that would be a different thing. But it's only one of me, and the problems that I've been going through. Now, give me a couple minutes to say in French for my French subscribers. Donc, ce que j'ai dit, c'est que essentiellement sur mon website, que je suis en train de la construire, et que je fais ça moi-même parce que j'ai les connaissances nécessaires. Il y a beaucoup des années que je gagne un peu un bon beaucoup d'argent en faisant ça, avant que toutes les sites qui vous offrent la possibilité de construire votre website dans 5 minutes ont apparu. Mais ça demande du temps. J'ai expliqué un peu l'organisation du website, qu'il y a une section pour les débutants. C'est loin d'être complète. Et ensuite, une autre section pour les tutos qui sont gratuits. Et même s'il y a beaucoup de seront les vidéos qui sont en YouTube, premièrement, ils seront groupés par les sujets. Donc, si vous cherchez quelque chose, disons, du faux effet sur quelque chose, vous trouvez tout groupé. Et ensuite, il y aura aussi d'autres tutos gratuits qui sont en photo, en fond de photo. Je n'ai pas encore installé le téléchargement. Le magasin est installé, mais j'ai téléchargé les produits. Et ensuite, je dois installer une galerie de photos et un peu de gadgets avec l'intégration avec les réseaux sociaux. Now, talking about the time that I have, my because I know that I got a lot of messages that were worried. And what I can tell you, I did not get better. I do have days and days. There are days in which I can be awake 9 hours, 10 hours, even 12 hours. I was awake for 12 hours. I know that I have to avoid certain things, like, for example, I have to avoid eating before 2 o'clock, because I notice that if I eat, I'm gonna, you know, instantly. Then after a certain hour, around noonish, if I sit down, I need to avoid leaning back, because if I lean back, again. So, but anyway, what I can tell you, it's still a 50-50. They don't know. There is a 50-50 chance that either the cancer I had has returned, or that it might be some new type. But as my doctors have said, let's not panic yet, okay? Right now, what they are doing a whole bunch of tests to try and rule out any benign condition that might be causing it, because, you know, with all the treatment I went through, especially the chemo, it wreaked so much on my body that it's a whole mess. Why don't they do exactly straight the testing to see if it is cancer or not? Well, that's an insurance thing, because they say, well, these tests cost a lot of money, so you need to show us why you need to do these tests. It doesn't really matter that me doing all the other 20 tests costs 20 times more than it would cost to do directly the test to check if I have cancer or not. Because I had I'm going to diverge just a little bit. I hate talking too much, but it happened, oh God, 5 years ago. I had some issues, okay? And there's a spot that's right here on one of my ribs that has been there. It didn't change. Because it's on that spot, that's not an arthritis spot. So the idea is that it's probably some metastasis, maybe. But unless they go in and they do a bone biopsy, they don't know. So right now we are just taking the approach of, let's wait and see. I refused the bone. I said, let's wait. If it starts growing, then we'll talk about it. But right now, I think that with my lifestyle, I'm able to keep it. So anyway, because I was in my 3rd year of survivorship, my oncologist wanted to do a PET scan. Now, a PET scan, for the ones of you who don't know, it's based on the fact that cancer cells feed on sugar. So they inject you a very mildly radioactive glucose IV, and then you wait for an hour, and then they get you through a machine, and if there's something lighting up, that means that that might be cancer. So he wanted to do a PET scan, and the insurance said, oh no, she's in the 3rd year. Only in the first 2 years you can get a PET scan without that. You need to do a CT scan to show that there's a need for the PET scan. Okay. So my oncologist had put in for a CT scan, and the insurance said, oh no, you cannot do the CT scan because she didn't do an MRI to show that there's the need for a CT scan. So he put in for an MRI. So in order to have the PET scan, I had to have an MRI, a CT scan, and then the PET scan. It doesn't really make any kind of sense, economy and money spending wise. But that's the insurance. You know, so it's the same thing now. In order to be able to do the tests that would directly show if it's cancer or not, they have to do this whole slew of other tests. Yeah, I know, but it's not like that here. Yeah, I can believe that, Tina. Kids nowadays are way better than adults. And it's like they are born already with the mutation. I know how to work the software and the interwebs. So yeah, that's where we are. In the meantime, the only thing I can do is, you know, to watch my diet, try and do a little bit of exercise. I cannot really do much. And that's it. Now, let me tell a few words in French too. Je dis que en ce qui concerne ma santé, on ne sait pas. C'est un 50% que il est possible que le cancer est retourné, mais aussi il est possible que cette fatigue et tout ça est parce que d'autres conditions qui sont pas malignes. Mais parce que la santé, les assurances santé ont des règles, ils ne peuvent pas faire directement les tests qui montreraient que s'il y a le cancer. Non, mais ils doivent faire d'abord 20 différents tests pour éliminer d'autres causes. Et seulement ensuite, l'assurance va approuver les tests pour le cancer. Donc, on ne sait pas. La seule chose que je peux faire est de suivre mon régime alimentaire qui est sur sans carbohydrates, très peu de carbohydrates. Et vous savez, essayer de faire un peu d'exercice, rester. Oui, je sais, Delphine, je sais. So, let me not lose my train of thought because I wanted to say something and I forgot. Oh, yeah. So anyway, the only thing that keeps me from doing everything, as I said before, the only thing that keeps me from doing everything that I have in plan is this stupid fatigue thing. The good thing is that lately I've actually had a few mornings when I woke up rested, because before I would fall asleep at 3 in the afternoon, wake up maybe 2 or 3 times because of pain, because my pain medicine would stop working, obviously. I would take my pain medicine and go back to sleep. I would wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning and I would be more tired than I was before falling asleep. Oui, je suis un peu mieux. J'ai été capable d'être éveillée. Il y a des jours et des jours. Bon, j'ai eu des jours où j'étais capable d'être éveillée pour 12 heures, mais aussi des jours où je n'ai pas pu faire beaucoup. Ça dépend, ça dépend. So that is the only thing. Now, I know I was told by many, you know, you don't have to take care of yourself. You have to take care of yourself. Don't kill yourself over this whole polymer clay thing. I'm not killing myself. But, you know, this is what I love to do. And it's something that drives me. And the other thing is that I had to give up on so many other things that I love to do. I had to give up on gardening. I had to give up on walking and exercise and running. I had to give up on traveling. I'm one of those people who need to feel they have a purpose. You know, I was never able to, as others say, sit and relax for too long. I need to know that I'm doing something, you know. I want to live. I don't want to just exist. I don't know how much this living will be, but by golly, for how long it will be, I want to live it as much as I can. Yeah, I had to adapt to a new normal, very restricted compared to what I used to do, because I used to do a very, very active person. I used to be a very, very active person. I'm a former athlete. I loved to travel the world. Of course, I didn't travel all of it, but there were quite a few places I've been to. I liked to know a lot of things. I studied a lot. I have several degrees, of which a couple are masters. I liked to do art, to paint, to sculpt, to do all kinds of stuff. And then suddenly I'm just, you know, restricted to doing very little things. And doing the polymer clay thing is one of the things that I can still do. So I love it. I'm not complaining of, oh my God, I have to work so much. No, I'm complaining about, I wish I could do more and that I wouldn't fall asleep so often. I know, Tina, and it's so hard. I am lucky that my health conditions put me beyond any doubt, because especially how they started this whole war against the opiates. I have actually friends in some states who are terminal stage cancer, and they have to go through the hoops so they can get pain management, which is horribly sad because, you know, I don't want to get all political. The ones of you who are friends with me on Facebook know what I'm posting on all these things and know my views on all this. Sylvie, c'est Cécile qui comprend l'anglais et parfois elle m'aide, mais de temps en temps, je prends le temps pour quelques minutes et dire choses en français aussi. Mais Cécile, d'habitude, elle met comme un petit résumé de ce que j'ai dit. So that's the main thing. That's the only thing that keeps me a little bit back. Then let me see, what were the other questions? I had a couple of funny questions. Merci, Sylvie. Oui, j'ai noté ça. Aujourd'hui, elle est très paresseuse. I had a couple other questions that I found actually amusing. One of them was, I saw in that video with Connor that you had long, beautiful platinum blonde hair. Why did you cut it? Well, I cut it because it was getting too painful to take care of it. You know, because having my hands up to take care of all that was too painful. So I said, you know what, I'm going to just cut it. And amazingly, it didn't even pain me much. One of the things that pained me the most during the whole breast cancer treatment was when I had to cut my hair, when I lost my hair due to chemo. Because before that, my hair was below my hips. And when it started growing back, I had sworn that scissors will never touch my hair again. And well, you know what? I had to choose between long hair and not being in pain. So I said, not being in pain, you know, it's priceless. Then the other funny question was, what color is my hair? I have no idea. I have no idea what color it is because, as I said, actually, I didn't say that, but chemo, one of the effects of chemo hair loss is that when it grows back, you get a lot of gray hairs. And because of that, when my hair grows very, very fast, it grows about 3/4 of an inch a month. And because of that, I got some weird colors in my hair. My natural hair color is dark ash blonde. But I got like a strip here of darker hair and then strips of gray hairs. So what I was doing, I was just bleaching it because it was easiest. And then now I decided I'm going to just let it go the way it is. So now it's whatever grew. And from time to time, I put some semi-permanent shark blue or, I don't know, pink. And when that color goes away, this is what's left. So I have no idea what color my hair is. J'ai dit que j'ai reçu quelques questions que j'ai trouvées très amusantes. Une d'elles était pourquoi est-ce que tu as coupé tes cheveux? Parce que tes cheveux étaient si longs et blondes. J'ai dit que parce que il me faisait du mal à prendre soin de mes cheveux. Donc, je les ai coupés. Une autre question était quelle couleur mes cheveux sont, et je dis que je ne sais pas parce que le moment que je les ai coupés, j'ai pu mettre de la couleur, mais de temps en temps, je mets de cette couleur semi-permanente, peut-être bleue, peut-être framboise. Et quand cette couleur s'en va, c'est ce que reste ma couleur. Donc, je ne sais pas quelle couleur mes cheveux sont. Then another question, and that was actually, I had this from several ladies. Where do I get my nails? And what kind of nail polish I have? Well, I don't get my nails from anywhere. These are mine, okay? I was born with them. They are very, very thick. They are a pain to cut. They grow very fast, but when I work in clay now, it's about time for me to trim them, and I need to use that big clipper for the toenails if I want to trim them. And merci Sylvie. And the colors, most of the time it's something that's called a line called China glaze, because I like these shimmering iridescent colors, and I get it from the neighborhood Sally's Beauty Supply. You can find them online too, but they have a whole shimmering line, and some of those colors are iridescent. So, like if you look from one angle, it's green, from another angle, it's gold, from another angle, it's purple, stuff like that. But yeah, that's where you can find them. Just look for China glaze. Yeah, I have problems too. That's why I trim them when they get to a certain point, because I leave little moon crescents all over the place. Up to a point, if I put on gloves, it's okay. But after that, oh, Shirley, what I do, there's something that's called, I think, it's something that dries very fast. I think it's a Sally's brand. But what I do, I just put one layer of polish, one layer of that. And usually I go to like 3 layers. And that seems to hold pretty good. So polish, fast dry, polish, fast dry, polish, fast dry. So, I know. Oui, c'est ce que je dis. Que j'ai reçu des questions sur où est-ce que j'achète mes ongles. Et je dis que je n'ai pas acheté, ce sont mes ongles. J'ai été née avec eux. Et c'est très difficile de les couper parce qu'ils sont très forts. Et quel ongle, comment est-ce qu'on dit? Nail polish. Cécile, aide-moi. Ce que j'ai dit que c'est une marque qui s'appelle China Glaze, et ils ont une ligne de nacré qui est aussi iridescent. Donc, vous pouvez l'acheter si vous avez un Sally. Je ne sais pas si ça existe aussi au dehors des États-Unis, mais vous pouvez l'acheter online. C'est China Glaze. C'est du vernis permanent, c'est pas vernis à ongles, c'est pas semi-permanent, c'est permanent. Et comment je l'ai fait pour qu'il résiste plus longtemps? Il y a un vernis qui est très rapidement sèche. Et donc, je mis 3 couches, le vernis à ongles, le vernis dry, fast, dry, et trois couches comme ça. Et c'est rien, c'est très bon, ça résiste si je ne lave pas la vaisselle. Okay, so there was another thing that I was supposed to talk about. I know it was about, I will be posting, besides the wearable art series, I know I still have to post, and I will be posting. There are still quite a few tutorials left in the translucent canes. And I will post those, but those are not just for October. They might, you know, I'm trying to intersperse, not drone on and on with the same thing over and over. You know, I know that when I see that with other people, I'm getting bored, so I don't want to do that to other people myself. So there will be the translucent canes that I still have tutorials to post, then the mokumegane that I still have tutorials to post. And then you might find another slew of beginner tutorials showing up because, again, I need to populate that area of my website. And actually, I did receive quite a good response on those. I had some people who told me that they actually did not have the opportunity to watch tutorials on that, and they needed that. And also that some people told me that there were quite a few new things in my basic tutorials thing. So I'm glad that you all like it. But yeah, there will be obviously about how to put together canes, and then another a group that will be on floral, you know, because I mean, like basic leaves and petals and flowers and stuff like that. And yes, I will post more canes, you know, more advanced cane, but I was warning that there will be some beginner canes that will show up at one point as I'm building that section of the website. Donc j'ai dit que il y aura encore à voir un peu de tuto pour les débutants, parce que comme j'ai dit, je construis cette section de mon website. Et aussi, je sais, j'ai pas fini et je vais les poster, les tutos, parce qu'il y a plus de tutos sur les cannes translucides, aussi sur le mokumegane. And another thing, so I will post Halloween stuff until about mid-October. After mid-October, I will start posting tu te réfères, Sylvie, à vernis à ongles, caméléon? Oh, tu dois me dire ça, Delphine. En particulier, envoie-moi un message. Ou mets-le dans notre groupe, parce que je pourrais être capable de le faire pour toi. Ok, bon, donc Sylvie, si c'est du vernis à ongles commun, tu ne peux pas mettre ça sur le polymère, parce que il va détruire le polymère. Tu peux seulement mettre du vernis qui est basé sur l'eau. Et il y a quelques gels vernis à ongles qui sont UV, qui sont bons pour le polymère, mais le vernis à ongles régulier ne l'utilise jamais. Jamais. I was telling Sylvie, she asked if the nail polish varnish is good for the polymer, and she asked me if I ever use the chameleon nail polish. And I was telling her that you never use nail polish on polymer because sooner or later it will destroy the polymer, and you'll find yourself with some sticky, gooey surface. Only la poudre, oui. La poudre, oui. Oui, j'ai travaillé. There's un tuto que je fais maintenant pour mes sponsors qui utilisent un peu de ça. But you don't use anything else but based on water. There are a few gel nail polishes that are UV that do work, but those are very few for among the other ones. So as a general idea, unless you test it when it comes to the UV gel polish, test it first. And I'm not talking about test it and see if in an hour something happens, but wait for, because it can take like 3 months before it destroys it. Oui, j'ai utilisé le duochrome beaucoup. J'ai beaucoup de duochrome. Le ghost interference. C'est comme ça, on les appelle des pigments d'interférence parce que sont basés pas sur des particules de mica, mais d'habitude c'est de l'oxyde de titanium, et ça dépend comme la lumière passe et fait les couleurs apparaître ou pas. But yeah, as Cecile said, there are very few. Oui, chez Cernit les interférences. Cernit has a complete line of interference colors. So there was the question on using interference color pigments on polymer clay. Yes, I do use them quite a bit. And even Perlex has a few, the duo line. But the dual line, see, the thing is that the modern, there are two kinds of interference pigments. There are the pigments that are interference pigments that you don't see at all unless the light hits them in a certain way, like the Ghost series. That those ones you can see them on black, otherwise they appear white. Perlex has them in interference via violet, interference gold, interference red, and I think that's it. I'm not sure. I'll have to go look there. And then there's the other type of interference that actually have show different colors depending on the angle you're looking at them, and those are called the chameleons. And you can find pretty good chameleon, and they can be flakes or they can be powders. There's a few Etsy vendors who have really nice. Oh, okay. I know. Sometimes we don't even use the products that for what they are destined to be used for, huh? But yeah, that's a good idea. Let me know. So Teresa said that she's currently testing the ASP brand top coat that's UV from Sally. And in 3 months, there was no damage to the polymers. So, okay. And let me check up with the... Mon tuto 146, je dois voir lequel est le 146. Ah, ça, j'ai pas posté encore. Oui, c'est la canne avec la triquetra. Yeah, I know I did not post yet the triquetra cane. The regular one is very easy to make, and if you have done my Celtic knot cane, it's pretty much the same thing, only that you work with triangles instead of a rectangle. Bon, premièrement, si tu vas essayer d'acheter de la lisa pabelka, UV résine, ça sera très très cher. Il y a une résine japonaise qui est bien meilleure à la lisa pabelka. Et voilà, Delphine tells you, te disent beaucoup. Tu devais aller sur Delphine's page sur Facebook parce que elle vend beaucoup de matériel et elle connaît un tas de choses. Elle connaît plus que moi ce qu'il se passe sur le marché européen. Je veux essayer ce Cléopâtre. J'ai entendu des merveilles sur le Cléopâtre. But no, as when it comes to the varnish that I use lately I've been using a lot the Kato polyclay, which can be absolutely fabulous, and it's not a lot to learn on how to apply it without problems. Then I use, it depends on the piece, you know, because some pieces look better with a very shiny varnish. Some of them, if you put a very shiny varnish, the gloss is going to cover the pattern that's on your piece. So on some pieces, I would use Renaissance wax. On some pieces, I use just the plain min wax because I find that it gives pretty much a semi-gloss, but you can also bring it to a mirror-like gloss. And it's... Oui, Keto liquide est très bon. And you can do that. I explained several times how to do the mirror-like gloss with just plain min wax. It's just a work of love, you know. It takes usually about 3 days to get it perfectly, and you just put a coat fairly thick, careful not to have air bubbles, and then you take a 1000 grit and you sand it using not water but only dish soap, liquid dish soap. And then when it feels like it starts sticking, it doesn't do like this anymore, then you wash it, rinse it really good, let it dry, and then apply another coat. And you keep doing that. Only on the last coat you don't sand anymore. It takes about 3 or 4 coats, but you need to make sure that you wait long enough for the varnish to be really set, really cured. So that means around 12 hours. That's why I said it takes about 3 days to achieve that. And then I use sometimes I use the regular 2 parts resin. I don't like Lisa Pabelka UV resin because it shrinks. If you have a bigger piece, you know, you apply it, next thing you know, when you turn, it's only on half of the piece. But this Japanese UV resin is really good, and I will do a review on all this stuff. Just keep checking on my website, and actually not my website, so I don't have to go and start searching and get frustrated. When I am adding new stuff on my website, I announce it on my Facebook page. So if you follow my Facebook page, you'll be updated pretty good. Yeah, you can use both. And another thing, I think that I said it before, you can use the Polyfast with those little felt tips that you can find in any dollar store. And you can use it as a buffer as well. Okay, so I don't know. So to get back to what I'm going to do, about mid-October, I will start posting a lot of holiday stuff. And it will be both with things that you could make to give as gifts, or things that you could make to sell through your store, because I know a lot of my subscribers actually make maybe not a whole living, a part living by selling stuff. So that's why I'm going to start mid-October, to give enough time to do some stuff. And I do have quite a few things. So it would be this, and then there would be with some Christmas ornaments that you can make and put in your tree. And I'm sorry, I have a really bad hair day. Yes, and what I wanted to, Delphine, tu sais mon Facebook. So what I was going to say, I forgot again. Oh God, I am horrible. I'm absolutely horrible. Ah oui, c'est vraiment. So yeah, the idea is to give you enough time to do things before Christmas. Then once the whole holidays will be over, I will do stuff for Valentine's Day. C'est ce que je vais faire, Sylvie. C'est ce que j'ai dit, que si tu regardes, c'est mon tuto avec comment faire des objets d'art, bijoux. Et il y a 3 colliers que je vais faire. Avant chaque deux, je poste des tutos sur d'autres motifs, parce que ce que je veux montrer aux gens est que quand on fait un objet d'art comme bijou, chaque pièce de ce bijou doit être un objet d'art tout seul. Donc, tous les petits tutos que je mets maintenant, que je poste maintenant, vont venir ensemble pour faire un de ces colliers. Et pour chacun de ces 3 colliers, il y aura quelques tutos. Comme pour exemple, j'ai posté un tuto comment faire des perles de turquoise, et un autre comment faire un très facile cabochon de turquoise. Ça, c'est pour cette pièce. Parce qu'on fera... Hi, Pat! Thank you! Parce qu'on fera un collier avec ça. Donc, il y aura quelques tutos qui viendront ensemble pour former chacune de ces pièces qui forment le collier ensemble. So, are there any more questions? Because we are nearing 10 o'clock and I don't want to keep you. Shirley, I'm dying of laughter. That would be the translation. It's like we say LOL. Yes. No, it's like LOL. Exactly, like it's dying of laughter. That would be the translation. So, any other questions? Or what you would... Don't forget that you can always contact me, and you can leave me messages either through the YouTube channel or through my Facebook page, or through my website or my blog, if you have any requests or any questions. And don't forget, I very much doubt that I will ever tell anyone, oh, you need to be my sponsor in order for me to answer your question. I find that Anyway, so yeah, if you have any kind of questions, I will answer them. You don't have to be my sponsor for me to answer your questions. Then again, I have to thank my sponsors, and I think everybody should thank my sponsors who are there with me and are helping me, not just financially, but also are there with me all the time, and support me morally. And of course, they have supported me financially and got so many things for me. Like Delphine, she got this for me. And this is special made for my web camera. And remember how I kept getting out of the camera field of view because I couldn't see very well. And then there was this humongous magnifying glass that wouldn't allow me to get close enough. Well, now I don't have that problem anymore because Delphine bought this for me from my Amazon wish list. So I guess everybody should be thankful to my sponsors. And I am slowly getting there. It's because of the monthly sponsorship. I don't have to make such a huge financial effort. It's still a financial effort because, to be very honest, in order to keep up the tutorials the way that I used to, I would need about a minimum of $75 a month to do more prettier tutorials, because there's a lot of experimenting. That's what I told you before. It's not like I come in front of the camera and I'm going to try to do things with you and not know what I'm doing and, bumble things up. When I do a tutorial, that means that I have tried that. And sometimes it means a lot of experimenting. So it's not just what you see on the tutorial. There was a lot more clay and other materials that were used before I made that tutorial. So the fact that I have monthly sponsors, monthly subscriptions is terrific. It helps me a lot when I have to order my materials. And it's not just the clay, it's all the other stuff. And it adds up because they are like little findings for jewelry to finish the jewelry, chains, bales, jump rings, wire, all that is money. And when your income is $750 a month like mine, it's a little bit of a struggle sometimes. Yeah, somebody asked me, how was I able to make a tutorial a day when I first started and now I can't? Well, because when I first started, I still had two drawers full of polymer clay since before I was diagnosed with breast cancer. So I had enough to keep me going for 2 months. It was a little bit of work to condition it, but I had a ton. And then I had another one of my wonderful sponsors, Chanel. She sent me a ton of stuff of her own, because I understood that she's moving and downsizing. And she said it's either sell them or give them to you because you know how to do and you will make beautiful things out of them. And she sent me a ton of stuff, including clay, texture sheets, mica powders. Oh God, I cannot even. She sent me like a total of, I think there were like 6 boxes full of stuff. So yeah, that's another one. And then the other things that, and as I said, you can support me on making these tutorials. There's a donation, one-time donation button. There's a monthly subscription page. And then there's my Amazon wish list where you can buy stuff for me. Oh yeah, there was more. like Sylvie has had issues figuring that out. She ended up buying for herself two of the things I had on my list. But yeah, essentially you just go on the my wish list, you select the item, and then when you check out, you say as a gift instead of for yourself. So what else was I going to say? But yeah, you don't have to feel like Tina, for example, messaged me to tell me that she wants to contribute, but she's also like me on a low income. Um, and I told her, Tina, you don't have to. I am going to make these tutorials no matter what. Okay. Because these people who are so generous and so awesome are supporting me, I can keep doing the tutorials without having to cut budget into my everyday needs, right? If I would lose my subscriptions, I would probably still make the effort and still do a few tutorials. But as I said, I will make them no matter what. And hopefully, you know, once I populate the store and I upload everything, you guys will start buying some of my jewelry, and then it will be less difficult. Oh, yes, I know. I was asked if I'm going to sell canes. Yes, but I never sell canes between end of May and end of September. Because of temperatures, they might get half baked on the way. But yes, starting with October, I will, as soon as I manage to upload it, I will sell canes. And another very interesting question that I got, if I plan on selling mokumegane stacks. Because apparently some people really love my way of putting the colors together. And I was asked if I plan on selling mokumegane stacks. Well, you know, if there's a demand, I will make the offer, obviously. So yeah, I will try, and I will make a few mokumegane stacks. And also, if don't forget that I do work on commissions. So if at any time you have something that you would like made, I will be happy to do it for you. Of course, I'm not going to take too many commissions at a time because I cannot, you know, in my fatigue. Oui, oui, absolument. Non, 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 tu dois le répéter, Sylvie. J'ai pas vu ce que tu as dit parce que le chat goes. Pour mes poupées d'art. Ah oui, je sais que tu m'as demandé quelle sorte de poupée j'ai fait. Je crois que j'ai montré la plupart de ce que j'ai encore. Je crois que c'était dans le live pour le mois d'août. J'ai montré un tas de de ce que j'ai encore, que j'ai pas vendu. Et aussi, tu peux les voir dans mon Welcome to my channel video. Towards the end, j'ai quelques-unes de mes poupées là-bas on display. No, I was saying that you don't have to feel obligated that you have to sponsor me. That's what I said. And I was also thanking my sponsors and saying that everybody should be thankful. Mais oui, Sylvie, si tu vas chercher mon live pour août et le Welcome to my channel video, tu vas voir quelques de mes... Ah, si je vais faire... Oui, je vais faire peut-être pas pour une poupée en totalité, mais je vais expliquer comment on fait ça et faire des petites séparées. Actuellement, je regardais dans les choses que j'ai ici. Je crois que je vais faire quelques tutos sur les pièce, like this little foot. I'll get it closer to the camera so you can see. I was asked if I was going to ever do art dolls tutorials. I will, maybe not a full doll because that's a long process. But I was actually planning on making tutorials on little body parts and explaining how you're supposed to create the doll. Let's see. Let me get this closer. Like, see, like this little foot. Let me get out of the camera so you can see the detail on the foot, because the camera has issues focusing. See, like this little foot. Gotta force it. This is an art doll foot. But I will make tutorials on, I don't know if you can see it properly. I can try and get it to focus, but I don't know, it's a little dirty. But yeah, I will make a few on how to make eyes, how to make no, they are still here. If you want any of them, I will be happy to. The ones that were not announced as sold are all here in a little stack. I was actually thinking that probably towards the end of October I'll have to do another destash. I can, but I don't have them. So if I will ever be able to get the Lumiere paints, I will definitely do that. I still have the Pebeo paints that I never got around to do it. I told you the only thing that keeps me back is the fatigue thing. Okay, I said I was going to try and focus the camera on the little foot. Let's do this. Okay. Just a minute, I'll focus it. It's a little dirty because it was among other things. But yeah, including the toenails. Okay. I did it. Alrighty. So, okay, what else? Oh yeah, and I was planning anyway also to make some fairy wings tutorials, because there are several ways to make fairy wings with different materials. Yeah, it was there and it's not baked. It's still raw, and it was there and it touched some stuff, some powders, and it got all dirty. I need to put some alcohol and clean it. But yeah, if you want, I can bring to show you the fairy I'm still working on. I've been working on for several months. Hopefully I'll finish it one day. Let me bring it to show you. I will probably have to work on focusing this. But it's baked, the legs are baked, and the full body, but she's supposed to be kind of like this, not very. Okay, let me try and focus this so you can see better. So she's sitting. And she will be, the way that she's sitting like this, she will be hollering at a little butterfly, or watching a butterfly. I'm not sure yet what she will be doing, but she'll have her right arm up and she will be looking up, and with this arm she will be leaning. It's kind of like this, actually. No, this one is leaning and this one is up, sorry. But yeah, and as I said, I kind of had to stop on this because my hands are twitching, and after I would work for a whole bunch of time on something, I might throw it flying. And then everything I worked for 2 days would be smushed. So, but yeah, this is the, and I will, as I said, I will make a few tutorials on how to make hands, how to calculate, you know, because you have, most of them are done, well, I use a mix, actually. I use a mix of, let me see what I use for this one is the female puppen, and mixed with living doll, the Sculpey living doll, and a little bit of translucent to give it, because see, the flesh has some translucency, and you want to have that in your doll, you know, you have to have a little bit of translucency. It is a problem when on humid days when it might be placking. Placking is the doll makers say mooning is the bane of that, but in time you learn how to get rid of to avoid the placking. There are still days when you cannot avoid it. When it's very humid, whenever the humidity is over 75%, just give up and leave it for later. Oui, je vais faire des tutos pour les pieds, pour les mains, comment faire les ailes, comment faire la figure, comment calculer les proportions. Parce que vous devez calculer les proportions. You have to calculate the proportions. What I have noticed in most of the doll makers, honestly, the dolls are beautiful, but the head is too big. There's a thing, you know, when you build something, shorter people do have bigger heads proportionally than taller people, but still you need to non, ils sont tout en polymère, Sylvie. C'est seulement la méthode de finisser et du ponçage que tu fais, c'est pour ça qu'ils sont si lits. Oh, so you don't say that. Don't say that, because, you know, if you give up before starting, you'll never get the experience. It's just by experience that you can achieve good results. Nobody was born with the knowledge. I mean, we all start not knowing. You know, there's so much stuff I don't know. I'm not considering myself all knowledgeable. There's a lot of stuff I don't know. There's a lot of things I learn every day. I learn things from the comments from my subscribers on the videos. But you just have to, non, tu coupes le papier à ponçage dans des petits morceaux et tu vas comme ça. C'est tout. C'est seulement de la patience que tu as besoin. Rien d'autre. Also, I will show you how to create, I'll probably post a link on my blog about this. One of the best art doll sculptors, Dennis, is also called a mad sculptor. He is the god of balance. If you see his pieces, you are wondering how are those things not falling, because he would have, like, he has a fairly famous by now creation. It's with the satyr and the nymph, and the satyr holds the nymph from taking flight, and you have to understand that the whole, so you have the satyr like this and the nymph like this, and they are holding hands. The only thing that touches the base is the satyr's foot. The way that he calculates the weight and the balance, it's absolutely amazing. I will post a link to his website. It's absolutely beautiful, beautiful. Non, tu ne vernis jamais une poupée. Jamais, jamais. Parce que seulement si tu veux imiter une poupée en porcelaine, mais autrement, tu ne vernis jamais une poupée. Tu n'as pas du vernis sur ta peau. Il y a des moments où tu peux mettre un peu de vernis si tu fais une sirène qui est partiellement dans l'eau, aurait de l'eau sur son corps, ou si tu fais une poupée qui est dans sa bain. Mais tu mets du vernis seulement quand tu veux montrer de l'eau. Autrement, jamais. I was saying that you never got the questions if you put varnish on the dolls. No, you never put varnish on the dolls. Because you don't have varnish on your skin, do you? The only time you put varnish is when you have a mermaid that's half out of the water, or a doll that's in the bath. Only when you show that there's water covering the skin. Non. Tu n'es pas... Sylvie, tu ne dois pas mettre du vernis pour que le polymère ne se dégrade pas. Le polymère ne va pas se dégrader sans vernis. Pas du tout. Jamais. La seule... tu dois mettre du vernis seulement, par exemple, si tu mets des poudres mica ou si tu mets de l'acrylique, ou choses comme ça, seulement parce que en temps, ils vont se frotter, parce que, bien sûr, ce sont des bijoux, et la poudre mica va être enlevée, et tu dois la protéger, mais c'est la seule façon. Le polymère ne s'altère pas avec le temps. Le polymère peut être altéré si tu n'utilises pas le propre vernis, mais tu ne dois jamais, c'est pas que tu dois vernir le polymère. So I got a question if the polymer wouldn't get damaged in time if it's not varnished. No, you don't. The polymer never gets damaged, and you don't have to varnish anything. You can just buff stuff. The only time you have to varnish is whenever you use mica powders or acrylic or things like this. And that's just because by rubbing, especially in the case of jewelry, just a second, Teresa, it might come off, rub off. So that's what you want to keep. Teresa, you have to understand something. You cannot have one without the other. If you have a polymer clay that is exceptionally detail holding, that polymer clay will hold fingerprints. If you want less fingerprints, you use a polymer that doesn't hold detail very good. The thing that helps me, and I'm going to tell you exactly what I do. When I work on stuff like this, I file my fingerprints. I just take, you know, the diamond file for the fingernails and I file my fingerprints away until I know if I would have to get fingerprinted, I would be so suspicious. But that's the only way that you can, or get some rubber gloves that are, you know, like those nitrile gloves that are very, very snug. So you can still feel everything. But yeah, the best thing, and you can find, I'm not even sure if it's not the same thing, it just has different names for the European or and the American market. It's Fimo Puppen and Fimo, hold on, Living Doll. It's also a living doll. Hold on a second. So I think I have the one for the American market. Let's get it. Now I have the Puppen. I have the European type one, but there's marketed. Give me just a second, I'll tell you. It's actually on my website. If you look at types of clay, the name of the other one is, okay, so you have Super Scalpy Living Doll. You have Super Scalpy. That one is exceptional. The only problem is that due to the translucent that's got in it, it does a lot of placking. And it's also a beigeish color that gets darker when you bake it, so you'll get all your dolls will be a little tanned. Then you have the Super Scalpy Living Doll, which is absolutely glorious. It has a little bit the feeling of souffle, but it has no translucency whatsoever. So if you can use it by itself, blend some translucent in it. I like to mix the Super Scalpy with the Super Scalpy Living Doll and with the Fimo Professional Doll Art. Okay, so it's Puppen Fimo and Fimo Professional Doll Art. That's what I think, that they are the same thing, you know. But one is more with a name for the European market, and another one is with the name for the American market. Okay. Non, Cécile. Non, c'est pas ce que j'ai dit. J'ai dit que, no, not a pumice stone. You only need wet sandpaper. J'ai dit que tu peux pas avoir un sans l'autre. Si tu as un polymère qui retient le détail très bon, alors tu auras des empreintes aussi. Je dis que ce que je fais, comment est-ce que tu dis? Mes empreintes. J'utilise une file à ongles pour filer mes empreintes quand je travaille sur ça. C'est pas très difficile de filer ces empreintes. Mais je dis que d'habitude, moi, je combine le Super Scalpé avec Scalpé Living Doll avec le Fimo Puppen ou Professional Doll Art Clay pour obtenir cette couleur que j'ai ici. No, Shirley, you need to use just the plain. What I use, I just cut the sandpaper in small pieces, and that's what I use. No, Fimo Doll Art Clay. Let me write it for you. Probablement en Europe, tu vas le trouver sous le nom Fimo Puppen. Oh, for the pumice stone, no, no. You need one of those diamond nail files. You know, the ones that are for very hard fingernails. Those work for filing the fingerprints. And as I said, you can get the nitrile gloves. Like I have these black ones. You can find them on Amazon. And if you get them the proper size, they really help a lot because you can still feel, see, these ones, the ones that make me look like a spy, like James Bond, because they are black. But they are powder free. That's the only thing. You'll have to put some powder on your hands, otherwise they're very hard to take off. But they are very, very snug, and they really don't remove the feeling from the fingertips, but at the same time you don't leave fingerprints. Oui, Delphine. Yeah, Delphine had bought quite a number of things for me, and I think that these are from her too. And then she got a whole bunch of those pretty stamps that I made bracelets out of. Yeah, I do need that, unfortunately. But yeah, buy one of those nail files. C'est possible, oui. C'est possible. Oui, c'est pour ça que les nitrile gants sont meilleurs que le latex. Mais je mets un peu de talcum powder parce que si tu ne mets rien, elles sont très difficiles à remover de tes mains. Bon. Oui. Cherche nitrile gants. Et moi, je les ai trouvés dans deux couleurs, mais ils n'avaient pas des petits en bleu. J'ai trouvé une autre côté des bleus. Et donc maintenant, j'ai des bleus et des noirs. J'ai un autre paquet de bleus. Quelque part ici. Or you can just go, you know, like these you can find at the dollar store. Unfortunately, the small that I find in the stores are not small enough for my hands. So they are always, these are pretty good, but they are latex. Nitrile, Sylvie. Il s'appelle nitrile. C'est pour les gens qui ont des allergies au latex. But these are the latex. If you have normal size hands, not miniaturized like mine, you can get these even at the dollar store. They are cheaper than the nitrile ones. What I like on the nitrile ones, as I said, is that the size that they have on the small is snug on my hand without constricting it. Oui, yes, you can find that there too. But my issue is because I had axillary lymph node removal, I cannot have anything too tight on my right arm or hand. And the regular latex that are actually my size are too constrictive. So my fingers start swelling, and I don't want to get into getting, you know, lymphedema on my arm. So, oui, ce sont les bois de sang. Okay, anybody else has any other questions? because if not, I still have my best friend is coming over to pick me up so we can do my grocery shopping and shopping for the day. And I'm already past the time. And then I will have to finish the tutorial for my sponsors. I'm at the point of editing it, and I'm definitely sure I'm not going to finish. That's my best friend calling. I'm not going to be able to finish it before I have to go, but I really prefer to have somebody going with me, because that way, see, the thing is that I cannot take pain medication and drive. So if I drive myself, I don't take, obviously, pain medication, and it's kind of painful. By the time I get home, I'm ready to scream. So I'd rather go with somebody, because then I can take my pain medication and be able to go around the store and not just grab anything, just not to get home, so I wouldn't be in pain anymore. So I'll see you tomorrow for the Clay With Me Sunday. Remember, it's at 12 o'clock now. It's not at 2 o'clock anymore. And we will make a holy moly pendant. Oui. Donc, je vous verrai demain. N'oubliez pas que le live de dimanche est 2 heures plus tôt qu'avant. Donc, ça sera, je ne sais pas, mon temps est midi. Je ne sais pas quel temps il est en France. Well, Teresa. Okay, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for being here. And remember, if you have anything to ask, just contact me through any of those methods. And remember that you can support me either by a one-time donation, by being a monthly subscriber. And the girls then can tell you that I do way more than 2 tutorials a month for my sponsors. And also by checking my Amazon wish list. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow. Je vais vous voir demain. Merci beaucoup pour être ici. Et bon dimanche, bon samedi. Happy Saturday. Oui. Bon. Goodbye.